Well, gang, welcome to Monday and the Glenn Beck program. Tonight, it is yet another flare in the sky. Is it our last warning before the ship sinks? Get your lifeboats ready. Get your families prepared. I'll show you how tonight. Come on, let's go. May I ask you a question? I mean, people always say, oh, that Glenn Beck, he just does all these things for ratings. Who wants to watch a show where the guy starts out and going, hey, life as we know it is over. Let's just, who wants, is there a bigger part of you that just would much rather be talking about SpongeBob SquarePants or, American Idol, 24, baseball, cheesecake, anything else beside what we talk about here every single night? Man, I do. I'm sick of it. We have Marxist revolutionaries fundamentally transforming and attacking the Republic of the United States and moving us towards a global community. I hope and pray that I'm completely wrong, but I have to tell you something. If I am, it's the most extravagant case of bad luck and coincidence in the history of mankind. Last night I had a hard time sleeping. I got about an hour's worth of sleep last night because I read the Drudge Report, and it was like reading a transcript of this show. It's starting to happen, gang. It's starting to happen. And it's going to come faster and faster, and we have to figure out a way to help our friends and our neighbors get it so they're not standing on the deck when the boat lifts off. I'll explain in a second. Right now, you have two options, and you have to decide which of these two do you believe. And please, I don't care if you're a Republican, Democrat, or you're an American. Please, answer this honestly. You like me, you hate me. Doesn't matter. Which do you believe? One, that we're past the worst. We're creating jobs, and America will look the same 5 years from now. Okay, there's the first one. And both of these scenarios cannot be right, or even partially right. Only one of them can be right, and only one of them can be clandestine, dangerous, and radical. Okay? So there's the first one. America and the world on the road to recovery. Spending trillions of dollars we don't have and more taxes on the way. That is the path out. There are actually people they claim to believe that. Is that you? Or do you believe we're not on the road to recovery? There is real grave economic trouble ahead. We are not well, and we are getting worse economically. America is way off course. Radicals are taking advantage. I think we've proven on this program that some of them may even be helping an economic collapse. Now, which one are you? I'm clearly the number two guy. First day with the show. Have you noticed that the media and the tweets and the bloggers and everything else never, ever take apart the facts on this program? Never. They usually just call names. As I turned on my computer last night and I read the Drudge Report, I understand why. Because we're right on a lot of things. There's some things that we've gotten wrong in the past. None come to mind. But we're not right on everything. But we're right on an awful lot of really big things that nobody saw coming. And if everybody starts to say, hey, wow, he got that big one right. Oh, boy, and he got that big one right. Then what would happen? People would have to then start to consider what I'm suggesting is still to come. And also consider the fix to our country is not radical, not hateful, not racist. It's what we've always done. They're the principles and the values we've always known to be true. And here they are. This is all I'm recommending. This is it. Thrift, humility, charity, moderation, hard work, and honor. That's it. That's how we fix our country. Right there. Now, that is what I'm saying. I'm number two. Number one, this is your choice. Spending, arrogance, redistribution of wealth, excess, entitlement, and corruption. I don't think that's a choice. But a lot of people are going for that. Now, if you haven't decided yet which scenario is true and who is telling the truth, well, let me just start. First of all, the number one here has this guy, and in a nutshell, this is what he's been saying over and over and over again. Okay,
the worst may be behind us.
The audio, but what he said was, it looks like the worst may be behind us. Okay, he's the guy who told us that if we spend the stimulus package, that don't worry about it. Unemployment will never go over 8%. I said, you're out of your mind. It's going to make things worse, and it already is going to go above 8. I've been telling you, the sickness is the opposite of this. It's this. So, people have a selective memory. I can say these things every night, and then people just don't listen because, well, you listen, but then nobody wants to go back and check the record. I just want to show you 3 things. I did an hour of these on the radio today, and I just want to show you 3 things here because I need you to be empowered, knowing that what you talk about and what you tell your friends, you have been saying this for a long time. My producers found these. I had forgotten that I had said these things. Here's what I've been telling you. Watch.
Punish these businesses through the economy, not through government, but through the economy. Let these businesses fail, and entrepreneurs will step to the plate. And we're going to have a tough few years here, but we're going to get back together, and we'll be stronger because of it. That's the American way to do it. But she's not going to do that. If, God forbid, something happens, it's just going to be a massive program after massive program. But by the time this election rolls around a year from now, we will be in recession.
Okay.
This economy is going to start slowing down and start coming down.
Look at that. The date is September 13th, 2007. Did you notice I said she's not going to do that? How could all of the things that I say be about Obama's race? I was talking about, I was predicting that Hillary Clinton would win. When I said those things, the Dow was just over 13,000 and still going up. A year later, it closed at 8,451. I also warned about the massive big government programs back in 2008. Here it is.
They're all going to start talking about things like that. Well, why don't we just make housing a universal right? Soviet Union did it. Oh, they can't afford their health care. Well, why don't we just make health care a universal right? Why don't we just make food a universal right? Why don't we just start nationalizing some companies? I'm telling you, gang, if the economy gets bad enough and the wrong people are in, those are the kinds of policies that will be coming our way.
Okay. The only thing that's not happening there is universal food. Universal housing. Fannie now owns 96% of all mortgages. They've got their fingers in 96% of our homes. I'm going to show you some video here of what SEIU is trying to do, and it's going to lead to universal housing. Where was I wrong in 2000? Show me the people in 2008 that were saying this. Now, a year later, Obama signed his $787 billion stimulus package 2 years after I said that it would come. Obama signed his health care reform bill into law 2 years. But here's one more. Watch this one.
I'm telling you, I really truly believe we're going to have universal health care, and I don't think you're going to be able to do anything to stop it. And here's why. You've got these giant global corporations that are so in debt from their promises they made for the unions. You know, the auto workers, just, my gosh, $100 billion in unfunded promises on taking care of people retiring at 55 and living till 80 or 90. How are you going to pay for that? You can't. The auto industry in America, let's be honest, it's not going to be able to, it will collapse.
Okay. 2007. 2 years later, General Motors filed for bankruptcy. A move that when I said that, because I remember what people said about me, that was crazy talk. Now, that's what I said. The other guy says, it looks like we're probably past the worst, and we're creating new green jobs. And don't worry, fundamental transformation, but it's really going to look the same. Really? Now, let me give you the latest news. And you tell me if you've heard this on any other network. You tell me if you've heard this from the guys who are trying to tell you that if you watch this show, you're nuts. Or tell me if you've only heard it on this program. Europe is in chaos, there are riots, and the euro is collapsing.